It is Monday, February the 2nd. And guys, if you are in the Northeast or the Midwest area, grab your shorts because we hit above freezing today for the first time in almost 3 weeks. We got tons to talk about. We're talking freaking Eagles' new offensive coordinator. We have new head coaching hires. We're talking NFL Hall of Fame and their crapshoot. And per fan request, we are giving out our NFL awards, baby. So do us a favor, kick back, relax. It's Monday. It's time for Unbiased. Let's go. Welcome in, everybody, back to another episode of Unbiased, only here on 609 Sports Talk Radio, coming to you guys live from the cold, chilly, still covered in snow, Hamilton, New Jersey. But we did hit above freezing today, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We are coming to you guys live tonight with a whole bunch of NFL stuff. So look, we got a big show tonight. I just said in the intro, we're going to talk Eagles offensive coordinator a little bit later in the show. The final head coaching jobs have all been filled reportedly. Of course, one cannot be finalized for a week. We'll get into it. Of course, we already know who it is. We'll talk about that in a second. We will be giving out our NFL awards tonight. Do some requests from fans. They want to see who we have. I have a feeling that we have a bunch of different things going there. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, probably. Because we all know
I didn't get
your picks suck.
Well, I didn't get to my coach of the year till last night. I could not figure out who to pick. You literally could have 5 or 6 different people win it, and you could not be upset with any of them.
Yeah. Honestly, I came down to my final decision, and I was just like, all these guys are deserving of it.
Well, if anybody actually remembers going back to multiple episodes of Unbiased over the past month, I kind of already have my coach of the year, and I said it a few times over the year because I take in a lot of circumstances when it comes to coach of the year. So, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But we're going to kick this show off right now. I got a freaking problem. I got many problems. And I don't know if you have the same problems as I do. But before we do, Tyler, how the heck are we doing tonight, brother?
Get over a boring weekend without football to prepare for the last weekend of football.
I had to watch the Knicks and the freaking Lakers last night. That's how bored I was.
It was a mistake putting on the Knicks and the Lakers.
I like watching the Knicks, to be fair. I actually like their team. I don't like their head coach. I'm not a Mike Brown guy. So, but anyway, look, we'll get into some NBA probably either next week or the week after. I'm sure there's going to be a huge Super Bowl recap next week. So we'll be putting our stamp on the NFL season. But guys, before we get into the show tonight, just want to let you guys know we made these announcements last week. We weren't here last week except Monday. We were only on Monday last week. No Friday Night Gridiron picks. The last Friday Night Gridiron picks this Friday. I can't believe it. I know we started mid-season, but where'd it go?
Oh, yeah.
Where did it go? So the final Friday Night Gridiron picks this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We know we announced something about what our plans for Friday were going to be a couple weeks ago. We may have a little bit of a change, so we're going to keep you guys posted on that. We'll make that announcement when the time is right. But this Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to put the comment on the board because, Dustin, first of all, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Dustin?
Everyone needs to know. If you haven't heard, now you're going to know. Dustin will be officially joining 609 for a full-time role. Him and I will be hosting the baseball show Hitting Home every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So, guys, all our baseball fanatics, check it out. First episode this Wednesday. We got MLB offseason winners and losers. We're going to do some best remaining free agents. And we're going to talk about the state of Major League Baseball, which after what the Dodgers have done this offseason, it may be some questions on what's going to happen after the season. I'm not going to point any fingers at what may happen. Lockout. Anyway, I'm sorry. Had a little sneeze there. But Dustin, what's up, brother? Can't wait for Wednesday. Happy to have you aboard. Of course, I'll probably say that, give that whole introductory again on Wednesday. Oh, Mama Robin! It felt like Mama Robin. I am look. I'm wearing shorts. I am in. So I was about to go to the beach today. I was ready to hit the beach. I was about to go be sipping out of a freaking palm tree glass or whatever you call. I don't even know. Out of a coconut. I don't know. I was ready to hit the beach today. When I saw the sun and I saw 32, I said, "Woo! It's time to go." What are we doing right now?
Think you were going to get a tan out there today?
I actually, with the way my nationality is, I may have. I think I did a little bit.
Better watch out you don't burn out there.
I think I actually did get a little bit of a burn. What is going on right now? What are we doing? This is freaking great. But anyway, let's get into the show. I think we have a show tonight, right?
I think that's what we're doing.
Tyler, I have an issue with a certain Hall of Fame voting. Now, just so everyone is under the know of this, I have an issue with a lot of voting when it comes to the Hall of Fame in sports in general.
How dare T.O. not get in?
T.O.'s already in. He didn't get in the first time he was elected. He wasn't in?
Yeah, I think he was second or third?
Second or third, I forget. But, Tyler, for this round of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Giants quarterback Eli Manning missed it for a second time. And Bill Belichick not named a first ballot Hall of Famer. Tyler, what are your thoughts? I'll let you go first. But before you start, I just wanted to read what Dustin just said. He said, first time in 14 days that we hit 20 degrees today. First time in 10 we didn't have a below zero wind chill. It's time to go swim. Yeah, Dustin, it may be. It may just be. I'm not getting happy. We're going back into the single digits over the weekend. But then next week, we're supposed to hit the 40s. So some stuff, I actually saw some stuff melting today.
Yeah, I saw some little puddles. I was surprised.
And then the ice is over, but it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Either way, you got to take the good with the bad.
The circle of life. But
Tyler, Bill Belichick, not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Your thoughts?
So my thoughts on Bill Belichick, I mean, I've gone back and forth over the years. Was it the Bill Belichick way in New England? Was it the Tom Brady way? There's a lot of ways to look at it. I get Tom's success and him going to Tampa and having success as well. But it's not easy being an NFL coach, even with someone as talented as Tom Brady. And for that level of success, Tom Brady's not out there coaching 53 players. He might do a lot of coaching for some of his, his receivers and stuff. But, Bill Belichick getting snubbed here. One of the winningest coaches that we've seen in modern day football. For him to not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, it's absolutely ridiculous. Because, you want to talk about, Tom Brady was the standard. Was Tom Brady coaching all those really good defenses that helped the Patriots secure a lot of those championships? Nope. A lot of that was Bill Belichick's doing. I feel like people take a lot of credit away from what he accomplished there in his time with New England because of the way it went down after Tom Brady left. And that's all people remember it for. They don't remember all the successful years, all the years when the AFC ran through them. No questions asked. And it's absolutely ridiculous that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I mean, we're being fair. We're talking about what happened after Tom left. Bill was only there for, a couple more years?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it. And Dustin brought up, this is why the people who vote for the Hall of Fame will lose their ability to vote after this year. I'm 100% convinced that he somehow still gets in as a first ballot. The NFL will figure out a way to make that happen. Yeah, well, the Hall of Fame did release a statement regarding about if somebody did have somewhat of an agenda and left him off the ballot, which I don't think you would say that unless there's some expectance of somebody that didn't like Bill and kept them off their ballot on purpose. I think we're entering a very weird area with sports and Hall of Fame voting. And I know a lot of people, I made a YouTube short about it last week. I understand we bring up the Spygate stuff, the Deflategate stuff. That's where some people lie their head. Okay, well, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa put baseball back on the map because they started sticking needles in their arm, but they got in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Barry Bonds not being in the Hall of Fame, that's a whole other freaking story that I am also still on. The fact that now we're basically giving a hitting home preview right about now, honestly. Dustin's probably going to chime in on this. Tyler, I know you're not the biggest baseball guy, but you know who Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that those two are not Hall of Famers is an utter disgrace to that sport. Because, and for the people in Major League Baseball to say, well, we don't want to have that in our Hall of Fame. No, but you sure as hell collected the money they made you.
Damn right.
Don't get me started with it. Don't get me started. Do not get me started with Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. We'll be here all night. Two of my favorite baseball cards I own. I have a 2000 and I believe 2 it was Topps card that has the last year on it, with the year Bonds hit the 70 homers. And I have a 1987 perfect condition Topps Roger Clemens card, which I got. Not sure if you remember this, Tyler, when Topps ran that million card giveaway thing. So in the packs of the cards, they had a website. It was a million card giveaway, and they were vintage cards that the warehouses just had, and they just put them out for people to win. You got a code card. Went on the website, typed in the code. That was your card. Whatever you want to cash out, you got the cards. It's the first card I ever got in there. Thank God I got it before they shut it down. I lost like 12 cards and I didn't cash out in time before the site shut down. I was very upset.
Yeah.
Angry 15-year-old. I don't think I was 15. You want to answer this one?
He didn't do it on his own.
And
how many times do we see the New England defense step up and have to win games?
And again, I don't want to say, this is what I can't stand. It's not a bad. Bill wouldn't have won all those rings without Tom, but does Tom win all those without Bill? And I mean, Bill Belichick's still one of the greatest defensive minds in the sport.
Yeah, that's the point. It shouldn't be who was the biggest factor of that success. They were equal in it. Do I think that Belichick wins that many with another quarterback? No. Do I think Tom wins that many with another head coach? No. I still think he wins a few. But that many? No. I don't think so.
Absolutely not. But for the fact that we are sitting here on February the 2nd, 2026, and we don't think that a person who has 8 Super Bowl championships, he has 6 as a head coach, 2 as the Giants defensive coordinator. He has won 9 which, by the way, his 6 Super Bowls as a head coach, first all time.
Yep.
9 conference championships, first all time. 31 playoff wins, first all time. 302 regular season wins, third all time. And that totals 333 total wins, which is second all time.
Wow.
That's not a first ballot Hall of Famer to you?
Oh, man. I don't get it.
And, you know, some of these people come out like, well, like, you know, Shula, and they didn't get in the first time. Well, yeah, they don't have all that.
Yeah, they don't.
The guy is the most successful head coach we've ever seen in football. I don't care who said. And now hold on. People, so Spygate, Deflategate. You going to hold that against Tom?
Yeah, we're gonna hold that against him.
I'll tell you now. If Tom Brady ain't no first ballot Hall of Famer, then the whole system needs to be. Then that's it. What Dustin said earlier, that'll be it. Y'all will never have a chance to vote again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because at the end of the day, you have to stop putting, oh, well, this happened here and oh, this happened there. The guy is the most successful head coach we've ever seen in our lifetime. We all hate it, though, because we couldn't beat them.
Exactly.
Like, come on. And I just want to read Dustin's comment. He said, steroids don't do shit except make you stronger. You still have to make contact and hit the ball. You still have to throw strikes. Steroids are not. Bonds and Clemens were first ballot Hall of Famers before they did what they did. The MLB Hall of Fame should be the MLB Hall of Shame. Agreed, Dustin. Trust me. Don't get me started with that. Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony. Now, let's see. Here's the thing, Anthony. I think Mike Tomlin will be. I think he does. I mean, I know one championship, yes, but
yeah. But now it's just like we thought we knew the standard, and now you're kind of resetting that. And what's the reasoning for it?
No, you're not resetting the standard. You broke the standard.
Yeah, because now Belichick doesn't get in first ballot. How are you going to make the case Tomlin does?
How are you going to make the case when it's Andy's turn?
Yeah. Or even John Harbaugh.
Yeah, I mean, if Tomlin's in, Harbaugh's going to get in one day. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, all the you know, the conspiracy, cheating, Gates, all that. Georgia, I hope you're finding a way to stay warm. That's not a good situation.
Georgie, is it back on? Like, I saw your post earlier. Did you get it back on? Oh, my God. Justin said, keeping Belichick out of the Hall is the same equivalent to keeping someone like Coach K, Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich, and Bruce Bochy. Like, really, what the hell are we Yeah, like...
Yeah.
And okay, that's, you know, I'm glad he brought up Phil Jackson because people are like, oh, Brady did all the work for Bill. What the hell did Phil Jackson inherit every time he coached? Michael, Scotty, Dennis, Shaq, Kobe. What the hell? What are we doing here?
Yeah, good point.
Oh, yeah, George, now, don't get me wrong. That'll make this a little better. But if Tom goes in first ballot, I have issues.
Mm-hmm.
I've got major freaking issues if that's what happens. What, because he went to Tampa and won one more, he'll get in? No, that's not how this works. He was a part, and honestly, the Deflategate with Tom was more of the issue than Spygate. Spygate was more of the Belichick thing, but even though I swear guys, breaking news when it comes to figuring out other teams' plays, breaking news, half the freaking league probably does it. We just don't know about it.
Exactly. They just got caught.
The Houston Astros were side stealing. Yeah, so I'm sure when a runner is on second base, they don't have a way to tell their teammate at the plate, hey, a fastball's coming. When the catcher's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
They created pitch comp for a reason, guys.
Yep.
That's why we have so, and that's the thing. Baseball's so about, oh, we want to create less dead time, but when a pitch comp doesn't work, we have to change it out in the middle of a game. That's a good idea, guys. And Anthony, that's my point. When Tom's time is here and he is up for the Hall of Fame, if he gets in first ballot, I'm going to have a problem. You got to keep the same energy. Look, and again, I don't think it's right. The guy won 7 freaking Super Bowls as a quarterback. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Bill should have went in.
Yeah.
Like I said, you guys can come up with all this stuff, Deflategate this, Spygate that. Every team in their sometime in their life has cheated. They just didn't get caught.
Yep.
Trust me. This is how this crap works.
Exactly. I mean, geez, you saw it with Jim Harbaugh in Michigan and his staff. You think they're the first team to do it in college football? Hell no. They just got caught.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut when it comes about college scandals. Okay, I ain't got to.
Oh yeah. We got to go down there.
I'm not going down that. We're not going down that road tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But no, like I said, the fact that one of the best defensive minds in the game, who has 8 rings and is the second winningest coach in NFL history, is not a Hall of Famer. This is what I mean. You have set back the standard for what a Hall of Famer is in the NFL. And the NFL is usually not bad at this. They're usually good at this. And like I said, to me, I want to know how many votes he fell short, because all it said that he fell short of the 40 he needed. Is it 1 vote short, 2 votes short? I need to know how many idiots there were that were voting.
Mm-hmm.
It does exactly like everybody. There have been people that have done their share of stupid crap, and they were caught. But guess what? Guys still won Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Okay, Dustin, I keep getting the second, third, first in terms of postseason total and regular season wins, but he's third all time. Yeah, and I mean the guy's first all time in postseason wins, the most important time of the year, and this is what happens.
Just the dominance that he coached with those Patriots teams in his tenure there.
Like what are we absolutely doing? What are we actually doing? Because now you may have just hurt the cases for so many others. Like we said, what's going to happen when Andy retires? Because I'm sorry, Andy's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, easily.
I know it wasn't so easy about 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, not at all.
Andy, because
it comes off of his time in Kansas City.
No, now hold on a second.
He was a great coach in Philly. But he didn't dominate no conference or divisions like he did with the Chiefs.
I mean, yeah, I understand from 01 to 04, all those conference title games. I also remember losing almost all those damn conference title games, too.
Mm-hmm.
I also remember only getting the 1 Super Bowl and losing it. Then I remember getting back to the conference title game in 08 and losing that. Andy, to me, in Philly, he set a standard and was a very good coach. When he went to KC, now granted, getting Patrick Mahomes and developing him helps a lot, but he has become a great coach. I will always appreciate Andy for what he did in Philadelphia. I will never take for granted the years he gave us and the standard that is still being set by the Eagles today because of Andy. Andy's the one that said, hey, look, we want to win year in and year out. We got to win on both sides of the trenches. We got to win up front with the offensive line. We got to win up front with the defensive line. That's how you win in this league. And teams are still modeling that. I don't know where the Chiefs forgot about that as Andy's coaching them, but we'll get to that another day. And Dustin said, I made the argument that some of the voters probably lost to Belichick at some point, which is why they snubbed him. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so he fell one short. You need to get 40 out of 50, and he fell one short. Short said it was probably the 4 sports writers who couldn't interview Bill because his girlfriend said, no, we aren't talking about that. Did anybody see the report that they're apparently not dating anymore?
Oh, no.
Thank God. That was good. That was going to be one of college football's hot stories next year.
Oh, man. Yeah. Maybe he could focus on actually winning football games in North Carolina.
Maybe in the next college football. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now anyway. Anyway. Anywho, but like this is my point. Like they ran the AFC for over almost damn near 3 decades. They were the most dominant powerhouse in the AFC. It didn't matter. And this is what we do. This is what we do to guys that win. Winners get penalized. And like I said, for the people, and look, we said it too. Was it Bill or was it Tom? Okay, later on, after everything was said and done, those last few years with Tom, they didn't have great teams. They had good teams, but they weren't great. The great Patriot teams, in my eyes, came from that 2001 to 20. I want to say right after Randy Moss left. That was the years of the greatness. They were really good still after that. I mean, they won 3 more damn championships after that, but
yeah.
But just think of this. The guy gets Randy Moss and can't win crap. Probably the best wide receiver Tom played with, but yet they could win 3 championships, and their number 1 wide receiver was Julian Edelman. Shout out to Gronk.
Julian Edelman and Gronk.
Hey, man, love me some Gronk.
And don't forget Wes Welker was around there, too. Somewhere.
Yeah, running around before he concussed himself. But that's my point. Like, and the Patriots could have years where they were bottom of the league in defense. And then when it came to the playoffs, man, did they just find a freaking way? They found ways because he is one of the best defensive minds in the history of the league. Again, you're penalizing a guy who is 3rd all-time in wins and has 8 championships. You are making a mockery of voting in professional sports, not just football, professional sports. You are becoming the WWE in terms of Hall of Fame voting, which all you have to do is say that. Well, no, because for the WWE Hall of Fame, all you have to do now is sing the national anthem at WrestleMania 12, and you're in.
Oh, my.
It's like the Hall of Fame voting this year. Oh, well, Stephanie McMahon was such a pillar to this company. Well, yeah, her dad owned it. I would hope she was a freaking pillar to it.
Yeah, I would hope so.
What a joke that's become. Royal Rumble, worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Didn't watch a damn second of it. But I will acknowledge. Glad retiring John Cena really does a lot for your career. But anyway. Yeah, Dustin, I don't know who didn't vote him in. Yeah, that could have been Bill Poland. I wouldn't have been surprised. Like I said, it's
some enemies.
Oh, Bill made plenty of enemies.
Oh, yeah.
And then Dustin said the Patriots were the most elementary football team back then. Edelman, Welker, Gronk, and Brady, and even Brewski and Vrabel early on. Just a bunch of white guys that got together and played football. But yeah, I cannot believe that this is where we've come to for voting in professional sports.
It's a joke.
I thought baseball was already bad enough because like I said earlier with that, the big joke about that is, okay, so McGuire and Sosa, who went toe to toe in the Royd era, are okay, but the other 2, oh no, can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and then it's the Pete Rose thing. The guy was the all-time leader in hits. But because he bet on his team, God knows how many decades ago, okay, you can't come in at all. Now that he's dead, we'll let him in.
Yeah.
And I got to stop because Dustin's probably thinking, Sam, we need stuff for hitting home. Stop talking.
It's saying you have a show for this now.
I know. I'm not used to that, okay?
Royal
George said that. See, I'm not here, George. You can't pay me that. Well, first of all, I'm not paying $30 a month to watch WWE PLEs now, so you can screw that.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew it was bad when the lack of highlights that showed up on YouTube Reels.
Oh, yeah, Dustin, I understood too. But what I'm talking about is that we got to the point of it was decades and he wasn't in. That was the point. And then, just a little off story here. The Phillies had, I think they were celebrating the 1980 World Series team a couple years ago. And usually during that alumni weekend, like there's the Wall of Fame celebration one night. And then there's on the Sunday day game, like Mike Schmidt does Sundays with Schmidt with the Phillies broadcast, like him, John Kruk, Tom McCarthy will do games. I think Schmidt's there every other Sunday or every couple Sundays. But on the weekend of alumni weekend, they have guys come in and do a couple innings in the booth. And Pete came in one time. Pete said a lot of things I probably shouldn't have said on national television. And a lot of people are like, oh, see, this is why his attitude is why he's not in the Hall of Fame. Well, hell, if you didn't vote me in after all these years, I'd have an attitude with you too.
Yeah. Well, you want me to still hold out hope and be Mr. Nice Guy after 20 years?
George, don't have Netflix anymore. I'm not paying for it just for watching WWE. Even when I had Netflix, I wasn't watching it. I had Netflix for a while, but I wasn't even watching it. It ain't worth it's not worth any time to me anymore. But anyway, getting back on track here, I'm done. I'm done with pro. And now let's shift to another one. Eli still can't get in?
All right. Eli Manning.
Here.
I'm glad we spent so much time on Bill first. That's the one that really upsets me. Eli always knew he was never going to be first ballot. In my eyes, he was stuck in between second or third year of eligibility. It still doesn't surprise me that he didn't make it in the second year. I get it. 2 Super Bowls. They beat the juggernaut Patriots both times. But I look at his overall career, and did he even finish his career at 500 wins losses? I'm about to pull it up right now. But I know
you better be very careful with where you go with this because I got a rebuttal for this.
I'm sure there's guys who have made it in first ballot who have, similar win losses.
Wait, can we answer this real quick for Anthony? Abso-freaking-lutely. T.O. would have been first because when he was starting to become eligible, they started holding that crap against players. He absolutely should have been even without those antics. Because you know what?
Yeah.
Was T.O. Here's the thing. It's not like, and I hate saying this name live on my air, it's not like T.O. was Aaron Hernandez.
No.
He was just a pain in the butt to deal with on a day-to-day basis. But every Sunday, that brother came up and performed.
Yeah, he did.
He wasn't a bad guy. He didn't have off-the-field issues that were like with the law and all that. He was just a big, loudmouth pain in the ass. That's it. But no, I said it back then. He should have been a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
So, back to Mr. Eli.
Mm-hmm.
On one hand, he finished his career with he was actually 500, 117 wins, 117 losses. What helps his case, or what should have helped his case, was the fact that he was 8-4 in postseason play. Now, again, like I said, I don't have a strong opinion on he should have been a second year Hall of Famer. I definitely think by the third year, next year, he does make it in. But in my eyes, he wasn't snubbed as a first year. So why should that make me think that, oh, he's definitely a lock for a second year? I think Eli getting in his third year, I think that's respectable. I don't have a problem with that. I know you probably have some other thoughts.
So what are we holding against him for his Hall of Fame case?
I don't even know anymore because I don't even know what half of these other guys make it in for.
I mean, Joe Namath is a Hall of Famer. He had a career record of 62, 63, and 4.
Yeah. So that's the other problem. There's no standard. Just like when you think there's a standard, it changes. So like when Joe Namath got in, how long ago was that?
1985.
The standard's a lot different. But that's the problem. We never know when does the standard change? When should other things be evaluated?
Anthony. The guy. No. We're not doing this. Here's the thing.
Okay.
No, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this with him.
Okay.
First of all, yeah, I'm not going to go there. Actually, we won't do that. I won't do that tonight. Hold on, Anthony. The guy has more Super Bowl has the same amount of Super Bowl champions as his brother, who people swear is light years better than him. And to be fair, I can make the case that his brother's second Super Bowl had nothing to do with him. Because the 2015 Peyton stunk. The guy took down the greatest team record-wise almost of all time. The undefeated Patriots team with Tom Brady, with Randy Moss. He took down, and Bill Belichick, took them down twice. In both those postseasons, he had to go into Lambeau Field where the damn temperatures were negative 200. Tom Coughlin turned a whole new skin color. That's how cold it was out there.
He turned the same color you do in Puerto Rico.
Hey now. I still have that weather saved in my damn phone, man. I still see 75 and sunny. I cry. But not to mention, Eli Manning has 2 rings, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Oh, by the way, he has the NFL record for the most passing yards in a single postseason with 1,219 in 2011. Am I missing something?
I will say, his 2011 year, he was ridiculous.
Yes.
By far and away, best year of his career. But did he ever recreate that?
And Dustin, I understand that, but there are guys in the Hall of Fame that aren't even 500 quarterbacks.
So I want to try and find out, what are quarterbacks from the last decade who have made it into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, Anthony, would you stop it? Anthony, Eli Manning would be the greatest quarterback of your franchise's whole pathetic history. Good Lord. Dennis, I'm losing more hair than anything right now with the way the NFL Hall of Fame's got me going. Good Lord. No, Dustin, I understand that's what you're telling me. That's why he's being punished. That doesn't mean it's right. There are quarterbacks that are under 500 in their career that are in the Hall of Fame. I mean, my God. And look, can we be fair about something? I understand that Eli's a 500 quarterback. Can we stop acting like the last 3 to 4 years of his career, the Giants were complete dog shit?
Yeah, I know. I try to take that into consideration. But he also didn't look good either. And we're talking
Yeah,
about
maybe.
we're talking about an Eli Manning that has always consistently turned the football over.
Oh, no disagreement there. Now, see, hold on. I have I have an issue with Dustin. I have an issue with something in this comment. So I think we could agree Drew Brees will get in, right?
Yes, Drew Brees.
Statistically, one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen.
Yeah. Now he's one where
Ben will,
like his stats, like he's easily a first ballot.
guy's the all-time leading. Is he not the all-time leading passer in the NFL's history? Rodgers will get in.
Yes, Rodgers will get in.
I think Ben should get in.
I think Ben will. A good one is, does Phillip Rivers?
Oh, it will be. You will have.
I will not say he deserves.
I'm canceling the show.
He should not be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He better not get in before Eli. At this point, he may get in before Eli.
If he gets in before Eli, that's kind of crazy.
This whole thing is a freaking joke.
I mean, like, we don't constantly see quarterbacks going into the Hall of Fame or being talked about like first ballot, second ballot. Who was the last first ballot quarterback? Was it Peyton?
Good question. Here, let me say. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Peyton.
It was Peyton. So, like, it's not, I feel like it's been forever since we've seen Peyton play. You know, it's not a very common thing for quarterbacks to get in. But then again, we don't always see these once in a lifetime talented quarterbacks. And Eli was a great quarterback, but he wasn't transcending.
And Anthony brings up a pretty solid point right here.
Yeah. That man had a pass too. So
now, this on the other hand,
yeah, Matt Ryan had his chance to solidify his case.
But that's the point. Matt Ryan won an MVP and got to a Super Bowl. Phillip Rivers never did that.
Yes, and that's another big thing that they do take into consideration with the Hall of Fame voting.
So don't you talk about the Pro Bowl on this show?
No, trust me, we're not talking about flag football here. Sorry, guys.
You know the Pro Bowl is like tomorrow. It wasn't even over the weekend.
It's not even on the weekend. I know. Why would you not have
guys?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, ew, who's watching it on a Tuesday? Like, you had the whole weekend with no football. Hello?
Listen, I am not putting that comment on my damn show.
Oh, my.
Dustin, we're not doing this.
Oh, my.
We are not doing this tonight. It's Monday, okay?
Man.
Oh, yeah, but, like, back to this comment. Like, Matt Ryan won an MVP award. Like, all right, hold on. Tyler, bring up Phillip Rivers' numbers, and I'll bring up Matt Ryan's.
Hold up. Oh.
No, Tyler, I do not need to know the number of kids either, by the way. That is not, we're bringing up.
Man, that should be the tiebreaker, though. Wait, he said Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan?
I got Matt Ryan already.
You got Matt Ryan? All right, Phillip Rivers. What you want to know about him?
Give me what you got.
Career, almost 64,000 passing yards, 425 touchdowns, 212 interceptions, 134 and 109.
All right, so wait, what's his? Do you have his? Are you on Pro Football Reference?
Yes.
What's his career record? I'm just curious.
139, 109, right? Yeah.
Ryan is 124, 109, and 1. So Phillips got a few more wins. How many yards does Rivers have?
63, 984.
Matt Ryan, 62, 792. Not far off. All right.
Not far.
First of all, Philip also padded some stats this year.
Hold on. Let's see how much he actually added on, though.
Stop.
He added on. Wait. 544 yards.
Not bad. How many touchdowns did Rivers have in his career?
425.
All right. Ryan had 381. And interceptions, just for shits and giggles?
212.
All right. Ryan, 183. Kind of similar. Anthony's got a point here.
Very similar.
And both went to quarterback purgatory with the freaking Colts at their last year of their career. Of their career, so that's pretty much. Dustin, stop with the comments about this crap.
And Rivers was the only one insane enough to go back a second time.
No, right now the only insane one is Dustin. What are we doing with these comments? I'm not putting these on. And first of all, Brett Favre is still trying to run. First of all, Brett Favre is still trying to run away from freaking Mark Gastineau from finding him. So let's keep that out of here. But now Mark has to go find Myles Garrett because Michael Strahan no longer holds the record for sacks in a season. But anyway, guys, Tyler, do you have anything else you want to talk about when it comes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Because I'm annoyed already, and we're only 47 minutes into the show.
No, I think that's enough for the Hall of Fame. We got some other awards to talk about.
Yeah, since we are talking about Myles Garrett, due to some fan requests, guys, we have decided to sit back and give you our NFL awards for this year. Oh, Dusty, you're getting plenty of laughs in, trust me.
Sam, I got an interesting one for you real quick. When he retires, you think Russell Wilson's going to make it in? Not talking first ballot.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't know. I really don't. Maurice, what's going on, brother? Thanks for checking out the show.
What's going on?
I don't know. I'm going to say no. I'm sorry.
No, you don't think so?
No. I can't. Oh, dude, Dustin, I'm going to keep... Yeah, I've seen that video of Gastineau going after freaking Favre. It's a joke. Oh, Dustin, you're dropping NBA in my way now? Suddenly become the favorites? Yeah, good Lord. I'm sure we'll be talking about Giannis next week. Trade deadline's Thursday.
Yep.
And George, I agree. Russ ain't making it.
Yeah, it's a tough sell.
Dustin, honestly, Billy Donovan probably should be moved off of the Bulls. Haven't really improved much under him, so. But all right, Tyler, you ready to jump into some NFL awards?
Let's do it.
All right, so per our fans' request, we have decided to give our NFL awards for this season, even though the Super Bowl is not till Sunday. But yeah, who cares? We
Well,
could
they're
do this
not
now.
based off of postseason play, anyways, so doesn't matter.
And Anthony, I don't think Vic's going to get in either.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't think so.
look, if Russell Wilson ain't getting in, why is Michael Vick getting in? I mean, don't get me wrong, Vic changed the game for mobile quarterbacks. I agree with that, but
but nah, he didn't achieve enough.
Vic had one really good season. That was in 2010 with the Eagles. So, all right, Tyler, just to clarify this for the people, we are giving our MVP, Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, and Coach of the Year.
Yes, I'm glad I got that right. Let's go.
Quickly. Now, you know what? Dustin has a point. If they do win that Super Bowl against New England, he may.
Yeah. And he doesn't have to make the throw. Just let Marshawn run it in. He played a good enough game. Just let him run it in. Hand the ball off. What are we doing? But was that supposed to be his Hall of Fame moment? Making that throw on the goal line? Come on. So stupid.
George, our awards are awards. You made me do an encyclopedia list for tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead. Chime in, George.
All right. All right, Tyler. Where do we want to start? Do we want to go from the bottom to the top, or do we just want to start off hot swinging?
Let's save MVP for last.
So you want to start with Coach of the Year and work our way up?
I feel like I know Coach of the Year was controversial for you, so let's start there.
Okay. So wait, do I have to start?
If you would like to start with your Coach of the Year, go right ahead.
Yeah, but George, that's 3 minutes of my time I had to put into that. All right, so like I said, first of all, for anybody that's watching, you could go so many different ways with Coach of the Year this year. I mean, Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, frickin' Mike McDonald. There's so many others. I mean, heck, you could even give Sean McVay.
Hold on.
You could even give Sean McVay votes, and I wouldn't blame you.
Am I seeing that there's a new award? The Protector of the Year?
Yes, and I think that's a great award.
I can get into it a little bit, but I just got to know everything that they look at to determine that.
It goes to the best offensive lineman in the league.
But I still got to know, like, how do you gauge that when each position on that offensive line has many different roles?
I think it's mostly, if you ask my opinion, it's more of a tackle award.
Probably.
Like, if this award came out in 2014, Lane Johnson would have won it every year.
He would have been on repeat.
Lane. Oh, here they go.
Yeah, that's
Dustin's
what I was
got you
thinking.
covered.
QB pressure, sacks allowed, pressure percentage, penalties. Okay.
Well, you'll never see Cam Jurgens on that list. But anyway.
So Penei Sewell's going to win. Okay, gotcha.
Pretty much. All right, so Dustin went Mike Vrabel. He edged out Ben Johnson. So I want to say that I took all that into consideration. I know what Mike Vrabel did this year is amazing. I know what Ben Johnson did this year was amazing. What Liam Cohen did this year was amazing.
Oh, man, yeah.
But I didn't vote any of them.
Yes, we know who you voted for, Sam.
My Coach of the Year, I went Kyle Shanahan. And I understand that is, yes, I'm aware that's a little controversial, but you have to understand. Look what they went through.
Sam, I'm not mad at the pick. I really thought you were going McDonald with this pick.
It was between but here's the thing. No Nick Bosa after the first month. No Fred Warner after the first month. No Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle missing multiple weeks with injuries,
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Pearsall in and out of the lineup, Jawan Jennings banged up, Trent
Trent
Williams
Williams.
banged up. And for them to somehow coach that team to 12 wins and get to the divisional round. Oh, by the way, not to mention going on the road in the playoffs and beating the reigning Super Bowl champions, regardless of your
Beating Kevin
opinions.
Patullo.
Oh yeah, I'll get to him another day. But still, going on the road and doing that is still damn impressive. To battle through all that adversity and having Brock Purdy miss multiple weeks. Mac Jones was starting a lot of games
Yeah.
early in the year. To go through all of that, I gave it to Kyle Shanahan. And look, like I said, you can go so many different ways with it, but I went Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. I mean, so many different guys. They deserved it. But I'm actually in the same boat as Dustin. My pick was Mike Vrabel. I think I've been showing my hand over the last few weeks. I think what he's done turning New England around from where they were looking at last year with the second year quarterback. I mean, it's just round of applause to Vrabel for what he's been able to do. And any of these guys, I don't care who wins this award. All the finalists deserve it. Every single one of them. Shanahan, what he's done, Liam Cohen, what he's done in his first year with the Jags, turning Trevor Lawrence around enough to be a good quarterback. Ben Johnson, don't even get me started on Ben Johnson. I mean, took a chaotic Bears team and finally gave them a purpose. But my pick is Mike Vrabel.
I kind of see where Dustin's saying this about McDonald, but here's the thing. The fact that McDonald ripped down that entire offense, got rid of Geno Smith, DK, Lockett, and basically had the guts when he hired Kubiak to redo the whole thing. Not to mention he's turned their defense back into one of the best defenses in the league. I
Yeah.
still think, and getting to a Super Bowl, still worthy of being coach of the year. I'm going to tend to disagree with that a little bit. And I honestly think, dude, Joe Thuney was a great addition for that Bears team, which, by the way, Chiefs fans, if you're watching, just giving you a heads up. When your offensive line already sucks, getting rid of your best offensive lineman doesn't usually help.
Yep.
Yes, I know Creed Humphrey is good, but Joe Thuney's a monster. All right, so you went Vrabel, I went Shanahan. Don't hate it. Like I said, you can't hate anybody who's going to go for this award. You can't hate any of them. Dustin said Kubiak will win Assistant Coach of the Year, which will be interesting to see how things change in Seattle next year. Yeah.
My assistant coach would have been Vic. Maybe a little bit of biased, but none at all. We're unbiased around here. Vic Fangio, best defensive coordinator in the league.
I like your confidence, brother. All right, where do you want to go next? We can just pick wherever we want to go. Where do you want to go next?
Let's get the rookies out the way. Let's talk about them.
Okay.
I'm interested to see where you went with Offensive Rookie of the Year. Do you want me to start or do you want to start?
I have no issue starting.
Go ahead and start. I hope we didn't pick the same one.
We may have. My Offensive Rookie of the Year is Tet McMillan.
Ah, damn it, Sam.
Yeah, got 1,000 yards in your first year when
he came in to be the top pass catcher and most reliable target for Bryce Young.
And had to do it with a team that basically in the middle of the year realized we kind of can't become a pass first team because Bryce is turning the football over. And they basically, after Rico Dowdle went apeshit crazy for a month, they said, all right, we're going to be a run first team. Yeah. And he still put up 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 70 receptions, and had a damn good playoff game against the Rams, in my opinion, with 5 catches for 80 yards. So I went with Tet. Dustin, Ibuka was there, but Ibuka faded a lot down the stretch. Yeah, and the injury hurt him. And I honestly, Dustin, Ibuka was probably like a close second for me because I love Emeka Ibuka.
He was him and Travion Henderson were teetering
Yeah.
behind McMillan for me because Henderson had a great year too. Coming in, we didn't know what the backfield in New England was going to look like. Still had Ramondre Stevenson, and then they ended up just kind of complementing each other perfectly. And I think Henderson almost got to 1,000 rushing yards. It's like 900 something.
Yeah. And it took the Pats a while to get them kind of going. They really weren't
Yeah.
using them much early on, but Dustin, no. Brian Flores was not better than it. I don't care how much money he makes.
Nah.
Brian Flores is, I don't care how much money he makes. Oh no, Dustin, I'm not blaming what happened to Ibuka on him. I'm just saying he would have, if some of those things didn't happen, I probably would have had Ibuka as my guy. But I went with
Yeah.
I went with Tep because I thought he was.
What I like about Tet is that I get Ibuka was faced with more pressure after everyone started getting hurt. You know, Godwin never really got back going. Mike Evans went out most of the year. So he was relied on heavily. But McMillan was just drafted into, okay, you're our top guy now. We need you. And yeah, he showed up for being a rookie.
Exactly. So yeah, I went with Ted for those reasons. I mean, now they have something to build on. I mean, they still got that backfield. I mean, they got to re-sign Rico because he only got a 1-year deal, but keep him and Chuba together. Jalen Coker late in the season started getting going. Maybe that's your wide receiver too. I have no idea what Xavier Legette is, so I'm not going to start trying to ask myself.
It's from the South. That's all I can tell you.
Again, another race that could have been decided. These are tough ones to make. These are tough calls to make for these awards.
They are.
But all right, Tyler, where do you want to go on Defensive Rookie of the Year? I'll let you kick that one off.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Another one.
Didn't do.
Like, there's so many. Like, so many cases you can make.
Two
I
guys
was trying
in
to make a case for Carson Schlesinger. He's been a very good middle linebacker for the Browns. The Browns. Tackling machine.
Sure.
Like you said, 2 players from the Falcons. Pierce had, what was it?
10 and a half
sacks. 10 and a half sacks on the year. I mean, that's quite the impact to leave as a rookie. I'm going to be the one to say it. I don't know why Abdul Carter was on this list. I guess that was just the next best option. He had 4 sacks.
Okay.
You cannot tell me with a straight face that he was an impactful player the whole season. Maybe coming later on, he kind of started getting more comfortable, but earlier in the year, he just looked like a shadow.
You know what's crazy about that is that Nakobe Dean had 4 sacks and he only played 10 games, and he's an off-ball linebacker.
Yeah. So let's look at this real quick. Abdul Carter, first game, half a sack. Doesn't register another sack until week 13. Registers another one in week 15, 16, and then another half a sack in week 17. It took him a while to get comfortable. And hopefully that trend's well for him going into his sophomore year.
And maybe he'll show up the team activities on time.
That too. But with all that being said, my choice was Xavier Watts. I contemplated a lot with Nick Emanuari as well.
Oh.
All of them. I stand by what I said about Abdul Carter. All 4 of them had impactful rookie years. But Xavier Watts, I mean, dude comes in. He has what was it? 11 pass deflections, 5 interceptions, 91 total tackles.
I mean, rookie record.
That's the perfect safety I'd want next to Mr. Jesse Bates.
My God.
That's terrifying. Unbelievable. My
I
runner-up was
almost.
Pierce.
Oh, so you didn't even have Schlesinger in your top two.
Nope, I didn't.
Well, I actually did go Carson Schlesinger as my defensive rookie of the year. I mean, like Dustin said, I mean, the guy had 100 and freaking over
Yeah,
150 tackles.
it's ridiculous.
I mean,
2
two and
interceptions
a
as
half
well.
sacks and 2 interceptions. I mean, the guy was all over the field from day one. And ironically, early on in the season, it looked like Jahad Campbell was going to be the defensive rookie of the year. Then, of course, Nakobe Dean came back. He ended up
Yeah,
kind of fading a little bit, but I
yeah.
ain't worried about that.
But no, I mean, this is why the Browns drafted Schlesinger. They wanted that middle linebacker who's a ball hawk, field general, sideline to sideline, can do it all. And they found that.
I agree. All right. Where do we want to go next?
Let's go comeback player of the year.
This could be interesting.
Another one where I don't mind who wins it.
I hope I kind of outsmarted you so we don't have the same guy.
Well, let's see. Would you like to start? I guarantee you.
Let me ask you. Yeah, I'll go first. My comeback player of the year, Aiden Hutchinson.
Damn it, Sam. How did you think we were going to have a different choice? How? Tell me. How did you think we were going to have a different choice?
I thought you may have went CMC.
Man, the reason I didn't go CMC is because no one knew what was going on with him last year. He just had this quote unquote nagging, what was it, knee, ankle? I don't even remember what it was.
Calf, I don't know.
Everything was happening to him. No one knew if he was going to play week in or week out. But Aiden Hutchinson, his leg snapped in half. No one thought he was going to be able to get back to the level that he was at before
there
that
was
happened.
Concern about the way that they were watching him run if he would ever be able to play like he used to. So how does he respond? He puts up the best year of his career.
14 and a half sacks, 4 forced fumbles. I mean, damn. The reason I picked him was the biggest turnaround off of what I thought was the most gruesome injury out of all of them.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Ugh.
By far. And I mean, if you look at before the injury happens, last year, he was on track to probably get like over 16 sacks.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
But for him to recover from that gruesome injury and come back and then put up a career year, that's what did it for me.
I mean, he had 7.5 sacks in 5 games last year. So
yeah. Honorable mention, Stephon Diggs. I mean, you tear your ACL, end up on the Patriots, not really knowing what your role is going to be there. Are you the number 1 guy? Are you a number 2 guy? And he ends up just putting up 1,000 yards, 85 catches, 4 touchdowns. And now they're playing in the Super Bowl.
And basically solidifying the wide receiver 1 position for New England.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's move on to the top 3 awards. Where do you want to start here?
Oh, man. I think we should go Offensive Player of the Year. You know what? No. Well, let's switch it up even more. Let's go Defensive Player of the Year.
Myles Garrett, move on.
Myles Garrett. I mean,
hey, come on.
The rest of the picks are cute.
If there was one we were going to have together, it would be this.
Yes. Exactly. It's Myles Garrett. No one else is close. Nick Bonito's not close. Will Anderson's not close. Hutchinson wasn't close. Parsons wasn't close.
You watched it about Will Anderson.
Well, I didn't say anything bad. I just said he wasn't close.
And honorable mention, Honorable mention also could be Daniil Hunter.
Very true. Yeah. But all right. Well, I'm glad we had a lot to say about Defensive Player of the Year. This
Yeah,
should be very easy.
Dustin, yeah, there's no debate. It's
Yeah,
unanimous.
it's unanimous. Now, Offensive Player of the Year. I don't think it's that easy.
Okay.
Jackson Smith-Njigba had an insane career year. Puka Nacua also mirrored that same success in less games. But I'm going to make a bold statement here. None of that's going to matter because I don't see Christian McCaffrey winning the MVP, and I think he's going to get the Offensive Player of the Year award.
So you going Christian McCaffrey?
I'm going CMC. That's also why I don't think he's winning Comeback Player of the Year either. You know, they got to give some awards to other people.
I mean, Bijan's going to be in that conversation too.
Bijan will. But honestly, Bijan's at the lower end of that list if I'm talking CMC, Puka, and JSN.
Bijan have more freaking rushing yards than CMC.
Who McCaffrey was their leading wide receiver as well as rusher.
He only had like barely 100 yards more than Bijan too. Bijan had like 800 yards this year.
Let's see. Hold on, let me pull up my side by side.
Bijan ran for 1478 and had 820.
Okay, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, I ain't comparing touchdowns.
Let's see. Receiving, Christian McCaffrey had 924, 7 touchdowns.
So he had 104.
And what did Bijan have? Bijan had 820 and 4. They're very similar. I mean, they're both they're the best running backs in football.
Well,
best
let me spoiler
running backs.
Well, let me spoiler. I didn't vote either of them, so it's okay.
Good. You know, I'm glad that you can hold out hope for us, Sam, that it won't be one of them. Because my only fear is that whenever I see a non-quarterback in the MVP voting, I always expect they're going to lose, and I always expect the NFL to hand that Offensive Player of the Award out to that person.
Yeah, like Saquon last year.
Exactly. That's my reasoning. I went for a practical approach rather than who my personal pick was. If you want my personal pick, Puka Nacua. I'm here for all the arguments.
Oh, that's fine. I went Jackson Smith-Njigba because, yeah, all right, Puka had a great year. Awesome. A lot easier to have a year like he did when you kind of got some help on the other side of you.
Okay.
Jackson Smith-Njigba doesn't have a Devontae Adams on the other side of him. Cooper Kupp, not the guy he used to be. Injuries, clearly. Jake Bobo, I mean, really? And, all right, Rashid Shaheed, who gets you one catch a game. Granted, it's like a 50-yard catch, but still. Look, hold on. I'm not saying Puka. Oh, Puka's only good because of Devontae Adams. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you can't put as much coverage rotating to Puka when you got Devontae on the other side of it. Jackson Smith-Njigba, they got rid of that entire wide receiver room and said, you are going to be our guy. And the dude led the damn league in receiving at 1,793 freaking yards. He averaged 105 yards a game. He only had hold on. Hear this. He only had 2 games the entire season. 2 where he didn't have at least 70 yards. He had over 70 yards a game in all but 2. I have to give it to JSN. And Dustin, I completely agree.
Yeah. That threw off the whole balance of the offense when
Daniel
he was
Jones
never
may
the
would have
same.
got Daniel Jones may be a lock for comeback player if he doesn't get hurt.
Yep. Well, if he stays healthy next year, he's got another shot at it.
Oh yeah, right. So I guess that only leaves the MVP.
MVP. MVP.
Well, see, here's the thing. I understand what you said earlier about logic choice, who they're going to give it to. Last time I checked, the title of this show stands for something. And what that stands for is I don't care what everybody else says or thinks. My MVP
I know who
is
you're going
Christian.
with. I knew you were
My
going to say.
MVP is Christian McCaffrey because, like I said, do you think? We could be completely honest. Do you think the
Yes.
Eagles win? Do you think the Eagles win the Super Bowl last year without Saquon Barkley? Because I don't.
No.
Maybe an NFC title game, maybe if they just had a regular rusher,
Yeah.
but without Saquon Barkley, that team does not win the Super Bowl. And the Niners are not a 12-win team with all those injuries. Like I said all year, they went to the football gods. They prayed to the heavens. What do we have to do to keep him healthy? You have to sacrifice
Player a
everyone
week.
else. You have to, one player a week. That's not him. He was the only reason that 49ers team had any hope to
So
win
Sam,
12 games.
I got a question for you, buddy.
Okay.
So what was the argument of Bijan Robinson versus Christian McCaffrey for Offensive Player of the Year when you got this dude over here for MVP?
Because I didn't vote Bijan in any, so it doesn't matter what I say.
Damn you, Sam! Your picks suck.
No, they don't. Anthony said Matthew Stafford, also not a bad one.
Well, my MVP is not Josh Allen. It is not Trevor Lawrence. It is not Christian McCaffrey. And man, would I have loved to see Matt Stafford finally win his first one. But when the sun sets, I think we're going to see the awards going back to the New England Patriots.
Oh, God.
Along with Vrabel winning Coach of the Year, I think we see Drake May in his second year winning the NFL MVP award. I don't want anyone to tell me about his postseason stats because apparently that's never taken into consideration. Not that we can confirm. So if you're basing this off of purely regular season play, Stafford was phenomenal. But I think Drake May helped his team win more games.
I mean, let's be real. The guy led the league in completion percentage.
Exactly. And let's see. How many interceptions did Stafford throw this year? Stafford only threw 8. Drake May also threw 8.
So did May.
Yeah. And then Stafford has 46 passing touchdowns. And Drake May has 31.
Matthew Stafford also has 2 all-pro wide receivers, too.
Exactly. And Matthew Stafford did throw for 4,700 yards off a 65% completion percentage. Drake May threw for almost 4,400. So it's tough how you cut it.
What was Matthew Stafford's passer rating?
Passer rating. Let me see. Is it going to actually show me here?
I can pull it up if you can't.
109.
Drake May was 113 and a half.
Yeah, 113 and a half. So if you break it down to the numbers, technically May was the most valuable to his team. And I mean, look where it got them. It got them a top seed. Weren't they the number 2 seed?
Hold on. Anthony, no shot.
Nah. I don't think so. Because they don't like to give out that award to a quarterback because of how many quarterbacks win the MVP. The MVP is already the quarterback award.
Which is why we don't understand
what to see McCaffrey win it. But
Yeah.
actually, no, it would hurt me because then it would be like, wow, Saquon couldn't win it last year.
And
So maybe
Saquon's
I
team
don't
won the
want
whole damn
maybe
thing.
I don't
Yeah, maybe I
want
don't want it,
yeah,
but
maybe I don't want McCaffrey to win it. Because then people are gonna say, oh, McCaffrey is the better running back.
and I have to agree with something that Dustin puts in here is that he did it at age 38.
Yeah, that is impressive. All we ever hear out of him coming out of off-season training camps is he's got this lingering injury, that lingering injury. It
Could
never
fool me.
holds him back. Yeah, it fools
Could have
me
fooled
every
me.
time. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I do think there's a high chance it could be Stafford. He's my clear cut second pick. I would like to see Stafford win it, just because he's getting to that point in his career where if it's not now, it might be never. He played a hell of a year, and honestly, we're gonna see Drake May back in this situation. He'll be
Yeah.
back in the MVP voting for years to come. So, if he doesn't win it, it's not the biggest deal. Guess what? He might just end up playing the best game of the postseason in the Super Bowl, and he's Super Bowl MVP. I think a lot of guys rather take Super Bowl MVP over regular season MVP any day.
Yeah. And now Dustin says, do you think the Rams win more than 6 games if Stafford gets hurt? If May gets hurt, I still think the Patriots finish with 9 wins because of their rushing attack and defense. Yeah, you know what?
I'm gonna say I think it's because of New England's ability with the success in the short passing game that opens up their rushing attack. If you take away their passing attack as a whole with no good quarterback in place, I don't think they're good enough to win 9 games running the football because you're become a one-sided team that teams will scheme against and game plan, and it's going to make it a lot harder to move the football on the ground. I think a lot of their success has come because of Drake May's play.
Yeah. And I mean, let's also look at the fact that Stafford's been really damn good since going to that McVay system.
Oh, wow.
Are we talking Denver, Seattle, 2013 ish? That was pretty ugly.
Oh, man, that was boring. Ready to turn the TV off.
Wow. Tells how you really felt. All right, Tyler. Let's hop into our last couple of topics that we have tonight. Tyler, after 15 days of searching, we finally have an offensive coordinator in Philadelphia.
Woohoo. Who was it again? It was the Green Bay
Packers
pass game
quarterback.
coordinator,
Nope, it was their
quarterback
quarterback
coach.
coach.
Oh,
Sean
quarterbacks
Mannion.
coach. Sean Mannion.
Former NFL quarterback, offensive assistant in 2024, quarterbacks coach this past year in Green Bay, and now the new offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'd love to know what you think about this.
Well, I'm not going to start by prefacing this by saying it can't get worse than said prior offensive coordinator because I did that already. I said it couldn't get worse than Brian Johnson, and damn it if it did. So we're not going down that road this time. All I'm going to say is that I hope that with what I think he succeeded in doing with Jordan Love in getting him to turn the ball over less, he definitely improved his quarterback play. Now I get his numbers, they were down a little bit. He was hurt throughout the year, missed some games. But I'm hoping that if he can bring over some of what he did as a quarterback's coach for Jordan Love, and he can find some of that success with Philly's offense and Jalen Hurts, I'm trying to be optimistic.
First of all, Anthony, I don't want to hear about you talk about my team firing offensive coordinators. Your head coach got your starting quarterback hurt being down 20 points in the game and then fired the offensive coordinator
Yeah.
and turned him into a freaking all-pro in his first year. I don't want to hear about that. First, wait, hold on. I love this whole thing. I love the narrative around the offensive coordinator situation. Oh, one bad year, you'll be gone. I'm sorry, didn't two guys get head coaching jobs being the offensive coordinator of this team?
Yeah. No, see, you have to be a different level of bad to get fired after 1 year as the Philly offensive coordinator. It's another level. But I'm not going to say it though. I'm still not going to say it, that it can't be worse, because I'm just going to keep shooting myself in the foot.
Well, see,
So I'm just going to let it be what it is.
Well, see, here's the thing. Why are we so like? First of all, this isn't somebody that Nick is. This is not from Nick's tree.
No, I
This is
get
a
it. I
guy.
get it.
Well, no. You don't get it, because here's the problem that you guys are all making as Eagle fans. You can't sit there all season and bitching about wanting change, and then have an issue with the change. You got what you
I don't
wanted.
have an issue with the change. All I said is that I don't want to sit here and say anything's better, because I already said it once. So it might be better. And I think it is going to be better. But I don't want to say it again, because I already said it once about Kevin Patullo, that anything can be better than Brian Johnson. But I'm not trying to say that I don't like the hire. I do like the hire. I think he did a great job with Jordan Love, just like Dustin said. And I think he's going to bring some of that over to Philly. And I think we will see a more successful offense.
And this is my other point. You're not. This isn't a promotion from within. This is going outside, getting a guy. The last time the Eagles hired a coach from Green Bay that nobody really knew about, his name was Andy Reid, by the way, just in case we forgot about that. And now I think the big issue here is, and again, and here's the other issue. Like everyone's like, oh, I want a guy with experience calling plays. Well, I brought up every guy like that, and everyone bitched and complained. I said Matt Nagy, you want nothing to do with him. So what do you want? You either get a guy who's got play calling experience for a long time, or you get a guy who's going to be a hot name on the freaking hire search for the next God knows how many years. Because Sean Mannion is highly respected around the league. He was already being talked about in next year's cycle as some type of a head coach, offensive coordinator type.
No,
now,
we're gonna lose him after a year.
Okay, that's fine. We'll go find another one.
I thought you didn't want to find another one.
Well, no, if I got to find another one next year, I'm firing somebody, because I'm getting sick and tired of this.
Wait. So hold on, hold on. So if you're telling me the Eagles have success and go back to the Super Bowl next year, you're going to fire somebody because you're mad that the offensive coordinator got a head coaching job.
I don't think Mannion would get a head coaching job after 1 year of being an offensive coordinator. The difference is with the other two, Steichen was an OC for a few years. Moore was an OC for a while.
Yeah.
And honestly,
was more well known.
Yeah, and I mean, and Steichen, he was a legit offensive coordinator too, outside of the Sirianni tree. Oh God.
Oh, good
That'll
luck.
be interesting.
Good luck, Seattle.
Yeah, I don't understand why everyone. You got again. What is with you and Matt Nagy? You look at it as like a negative. What has Matt Nagy done in a negative way in his career?
I mean, he has majority of the letters inside of the word negativity. So
okay. It's not. It's not a negativity. Leading a team that has Mitch Trubisky, a quarterback, to 12 wins. That's not negative. Last time I checked.
All right. We're going back a few years now.
Okay.
Just let me have my hatred for Matt Nagy, okay? Just leave
it's
it
not
at that.
valid is the problem.
It's valid if I say it is. You don't have to believe it's valid. If it's valid for me, it's good for me.
Yeah, but again, if Nagy came here to be the play caller, then okay, what's the problem? Like, did you really think Matt Nagy would have been worse than Kevin Patullo? All you guys,
no comment. If you ask me anybody's name, no comment.
Hold on.
I just know I refuse to answer the question of someone can't be worse than someone else.
Well, Tyler,
I'm
that's
not
the problem.
answering anymore.
Brian Johnson was a better offensive coordinator than Kevin Patullo. He was.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I know he
statistically,
was. And
that
that's
was
the
a better
problem.
offense.
And that's the problem. Because I tried to
No, it's
believe
not.
that it couldn't have been worse, but it got
No, it's
worse.
not, because Brian Johnson called plays in college at one point. Kevin Patullo never sniffed an offensive coordinator's clipboard once in his life.
Well, now he can go sniff the IHOP menu.
Yeah, because he ain't getting his pass game coordinator job back. I remember when they first fired him, and Mike Garafolo said there is a chance he'll come back on the staff. And Jeffrey probably saw that and said, "Yeah, the hell he will."
We locked him out of the building already.
And again, here's the thing. Yeah, and that's the other thing that I thought of when I brought up Nagy. He was in Philly under Andy. There was a lot of connections here. And honestly, I'll tell you now, if Nagy doesn't get another OC job, I am not against him coming here still as a senior offensive assistant because Sean Mannion has never called plays. Now, I do like what they've already done. You are unbelievable. You know what? You deserve guys like Kevin Patullo with the way you're acting right now. You are unreal.
Whoa. That is a ridiculous statement. All because I don't want to say that there's no way that someone can't be worse than someone else.
Hold on. This comment just did the show, Ed.
Yeah, that sounds about accurate. I felt like that's what I was watching on TV. You know, defense would play great, 3 and out, and then it's just like you watch a simulation of a 3 and out from your offense, and then, defense back out on the field again. It's pretty accurate.
No, it's not, because at least Madden comes up with some different freaking things. But, like, I thought we'd have a little energy going into this talk. You're kind of just like, well, what's going on with you tonight? You good?
No, what did you want me to say about him? I mean, I'm in wait-and-see mode. I can't get excited for any offensive coordinator anymore. Because guess what? If I get too excited, they're going to do great. I'll be happy that we have success, and then they'll be gone the next year for head coach.
Let me tell you why you can't get excited. You can't get excited about an offensive coordinator because your head coach's offense sucks. That's why you can't get excited. And I will be the first guy to call that out right here, right now. This offense sucks.
All right. There might be some truth to it.
There is all truth to it, because Kellen Moore had a reputation before coming here that
let's say this. This passing offense.
Yes.
The passing aspect of Nick Sirianni's offense is what sucks. If you're looking at the whole grand scheme of the offense, 2 years they went to the Super Bowl, it looked pretty damn good.
No, it did, but the problem, no. The passing offense did not look good in 2024.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the run game is what made the entire offense look better as a whole.
George, you guys have Jerry freaking Jeudy as your wide receiver 1. That's why your offense sucks, okay? That's number 1. You're comparing freaking... Help me out here.
I'm trying to think of a bum. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
No, it's like you're literally comparing a freaking high-end pickup truck to a Honda Civic. That's what you're comparing right now. That's the point, though. The offense with this talent cannot be that bad. It should never be this bad for what we saw last year. Now, if they wanted to bring Kevin Patullo back in a role that they said he would have, the only most say he would have would be maybe a red zone specialist, I could get behind that. We had the best red zone offense in football last year. He was I'll give him that. The one thing Patullo was actually creative in is the red zone.
Yeah.
He did something with Dallas Goedert that Kellen Moore and Shane Steichen never could.
But yeah, when he got down there, he was. You know, if
But
only he could visualize moving the ball down the field like it's a red zone opportunity every time. You know,
a sho- with a
20 yards, 20 yards, 20 yards.
shovel pass into Goddard at midfield on 3rd and 8.
Why not? It's probably a freaking
Yeah.
12-yard pickup.
But like, if you look at this whole thing with Sean Mannion, he is a guy who has been coached by Sean McVay. He's been coached by Kevin O'Connell. He has coached under Matt LaFleur. They are trying to get a version of that McVay Shanahan type offensive tree in this building. Because the problem with Nick's offense, it looked great in 2022 when nobody really knew what was coming. Now that teams know how to play this offense and they don't make adjustments. It's not about this goes farther than Patullo sucked at in-game adjustments. Trust me, you didn't need to have a degree in anything to know that. But it's because every year they're running the same plays. It's the vertical pass, deep ball down the field, hitch route here, which, by the way, Eagles first in the NFL in hitch routes a game, Packers second to last. Already a win.
Yeah. Now, I mean, that's why it is good to bring in. You need a creative mind if you want Nick Sirianni's offense to be successful, because obviously he doesn't know how to make enough wrinkles in the playbook for it to be successful, because he refuses to call plays. But Kellen Moore, what we saw with him do, we saw the wrinkles that he put into that playbook. He took the playbook and made it better.
Yeah. And Sean Mannion, with what it sounds like, this offense that they're hoping to bring over will require a lot of pre-snap motion, a lot of more under center. So guess what? And I hate to call him out here, but somebody who is supposedly not comfortable doing some things, well, get ready to be uncomfortable, because guess what? What's the way of life? You can't improve in life without being uncomfortable. Well, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Because I really don't feel like talking about drafting a quarterback in the next 2 to 3 years, by the way. Because you can't run an offense and just throw outside the numbers every play. You can't. It's impossible. You have to take advantage, because that's another thing that McVay and O'Connell and all these guys do. They take advantage of the middle of the field. You have to do it. You have the guys to do it. And, I understand, you brought up a few minutes ago, and I think Dustin did too, about Sean Mannion, about what he did this year with Jordan Love. What about what we saw from Malik Willis in his limited action? That's the more of the eye test for me. And honestly, don't you think this, in my opinion, is perfect for Jalen? Because he is now going to be coached by somebody who has seen the NFL field from his own eyes as a quarterback in this league. Backup quarterbacks usually make a lot of pretty solid coaches because they've seen the game from that same viewpoint.
Yeah.
And like I said, I still think they're going to add another guy here for a run game coordinator. I don't think Statlin's getting that title back. I think he's staying as the O-line coach, and that's it. But they brought in Josh Grizzard, from Tampa Bay, who they interviewed twice.
Yeah.
This is why the Eagles casted such a wide net of a search. Because, look, okay, oh, wow, they didn't hire Josh Grizzard. No, what they did, they hired him as their pass game coordinator. And why was that? They were able to interview him and talk to him twice. And, yes, only had 1 year as an OC last year in Tampa. Tampa's offense wasn't great. It was also hurt. But
yeah, very banged up.
Did you see their passing numbers in 2024 when he was just the pass game coordinator? Mm-hmm. I mean, Baker's throwing for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You see the route trees those wide receivers are running? Oh, my God, Devontae Smith may have a JSN-type season next year.
Oh, man. And who knows, maybe all this shakeup, maybe this means AJ comes back another year. But I still don't know if I want the whole head case that comes with it, because you can't just pick parts with him. It's either you take all of them or you don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I feel like some people think we're anti-AJ Brown. I love AJ. I will always love AJ. But the problem that people are not understanding, for some reason, no radio in this area wants to bring this up at all. He only bitches about the offense when he's not the primary read or target. But when he had
Even
those
for winning.
4 straight 100-yard games and they lost all 4 games, I ain't
Yep.
got to talk to nobody. I'm getting my numbers. I understand you want to think that AJ cares about the better of the team, but I'm sorry, it doesn't look like he does. And I
Yeah.
want him back. I'm not in the mood to try to replace. Look, we don't know what the future of Lane Johnson is. We don't know what the future of Dallas Goedert is. We don't know what anything's going on. We got to figure out what's going on with that. I'm not trying to replace A.J. Brown if I don't have to. I think
and Howie Roseman said that too. He said we're not willing to trade away a great player. Which, yes, he still has that potential. Yes, he's not at his peak anymore. I don't know if a full offseason of rest will help him get back to that. Maybe. That's yet to be seen. But first, we got to get him back in the mindset of, do you want to play for this team? That's step one.
I mean, him and Saquon were both at the fight the other night, and they were hanging around with each other. And he looked pretty happy.
Oh, really?
I'm sure he was pretty happy that Kevin Patullo's no longer in the building, which I think we all are.
Yeah. You know, I mean, imagine we had to see Kevin Patullo coaching on TV. Imagine having to actually be coached by him. That must make you just want to turn around and pull a Antonio Brown, walk out the door.
Dustin, I agree with the first half. First of all, Anthony Beck is whatever that is, what it is. I wouldn't have minded Slowick. I thought Bobby Slowick was a good idea, but the thing is, the Eagles take so much value into how these guys are interviewing with them, and
you know what? Send back Harold Fannin.
Yeah, I'll say that pretty rookie tight end of yours will be looking real good in Kelly Green next year because that's what you're giving me back. And if not, one of them nice defenders is coming back too. Take your pick. Garrett, who, by the way, may not want to be there now since you lame duck Jim Schwartz. But no, I think Sean Mannion is going to be fine. I like they're going after that McVay trait. Like I said, he was coached under McVay. He was coached under O'Connell, who was the OC with McVay in LA. Same thing with LaFleur, who he was just on his coaching staff. And LaFleur has nothing but great things to say about him. They are trying to find the next big hot commodity in that McVay trait. They're trying to get that offense to over here. Because if you can get half of that offense next year with Vic's defense, guess what? I'll see you in February.
Whoa. Dustin, I know you didn't just say to trade A.J. Brown for Keyshawn Judkins.
I don't need Keyshawn
I got
Judkins.
Tank Bigsby.
And Saquon freaking Barkley.
Yeah. Tank's a 1,000-yard rusher if he's a starter on the team.
That's all right, George. I'll take Denzel Ward. It's okay. You can give me Denzel. That's fine.
Yeah, that could work.
Denzel with Quinion and Coop, forget about it. But no, look, I like the hire. I think it's going to work. And like I said, and Dustin, that's why I keep bringing up, the big reason I think they value it so much is Mannion can see the game like through Jalen's eyes because he's been a quarterback in this league before. No, Dustin, Tank has one more year on his rookie deal. Mm-hmm. He's entering the final year of his deal. He spent 2 full years in Jacksonville, and his third year was between us and them this year. So he has one more year left on the deal.
Yep.
But no, I think this hire is going to be interesting. I'm interested more to see what the rest of the staff looks like, because it sounds like Mannion's bringing in some replacements. A run game coordinator. I'm assuming it may be somebody, again, who has had play calling experience. That's the one thing I think they're valuing. They're going to surround Mannion with enough minds that have called plays at least a year in the league, like Josh Grizzard, who I think is a good hire for pass game coordinator. Yeah. I really like that hire. I don't have to see Ken Patullo ever again, and I'm happy for it.
Yes.
But
that's the most important part here.
So we keep an eye on that. I think I'm not saying Matt Nagy will be the guy, but a guy like that or a Frank Reich, someone to come in as a senior offensive assistant.
If like how Vic was Frank Reich as a senior offensive assistant, I'd love that. But if it's Matt Nagy, it's okay. All right. Does that make you happy?
No, it's fine. I mean, I don't care who it is. They're not here to call the offense, but they're
I
here
know.
to guide Mannion, who again hasn't called plays. I know that's a big concern with people, but what they're doing now, what you are seeing right now, is what you saw after 2023 when Vic came. Vic came, became the DC. They unreeled the whole defensive staff. They're doing it now on the other side of the football.
Yep.
So they new pass game coordinator already has a freaking. And you know what? If Sean Mannion does get poached for a head coaching job next year, guess what? You got a pass game coordinator with offensive coordinator experience to promote. So for the rest of it, I'm assuming you're going to get a new run game coordinator. I'm assuming you're going to be looking for, I hope, a new wide receivers coach. I'm done with Aaron Moorhead.
Yeah.
I'm off of that. Justin, I'll just take what I have at this point because I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm looking through the numbers of run game coordinator and say, oh yeah, I know that guy.
Where's Deuce Staley?
So, oh yeah, because our running backs developed so well under Deuce. Another name Eagle fans swore was going to be a great head coach. Haven't heard from him since he left the team.
Yeah.
So, but no, I like the hire. I think it's going to work, and we'll have to wait and see. It's February 2nd. They have to fill out the rest of the staff. We have to make sure Vic is officially coming back next year still.
Jeez.
Which, I mean, it sounds like he is. It sounds like we're in good shape there. So, but all right, Tyler, real quickly before we get out of here, we have the final 3 head coaching jobs filled. Browns go with former Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken. Cardinals go with Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur, who of course is Matt's brother, and reportedly, because nothing can be finalized till after the Super Bowl, the Raiders are zeroing in. I know how that tweet goes.
Zeroing, yeah. It's done.
Yeah, it's done, but it's done. The contract's already been agreed to. It just can't be signed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dustin, that is a perfect replacement for Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, Ben's lost Bieniemy. And what sucks about that is Declan Doyle didn't get the Eagles job, but by time now he leaves now, Bieniemy's already gone. He could have just promoted Bieniemy. Now he has to get a whole new OC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I forget. Yeah, Dustin, I forgot. I forgot Deuce went to Detroit after Philly for a while. So, yeah, that's a good replacement. But yeah, I mean, Doyle's going to Baltimore. That's going to be an interesting coaching staff there next year with him and Jesse Minter.
Yeah.
They brought Anthony Weaver back as their DC today, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. That's interesting. Their defense was kind of iffy last year.
Well, that's why did they hire Jesse Minter?
Yeah. Hopefully he straightens it out.
So where do you want to start here with these 3 head coaching hires real quick?
I mean, we could start with the Raiders, air quotes.
Zeroing in on said name.
I mean, the Raiders are just another organization where it's just like, you don't know where they're going. They're like the Jets. The only good thing about them, to not compare them to the Jets, is you have some pieces. You got your running back, got your tight end. Hopefully you get some solid pass catching receivers in there. You should have Mendoza. That needs to be their pick. There's no other option. You bring in the right head coach, offensive minded head coach. Get this team an identity. Even if they're not the best team in the top half of the league in defense, at least if you have them close to the top 10 in offense, They can work with something.
Yeah. And I mean, if you are looking for a guy, I mean, what was the big thing with Sam Darnold over the past couple of years? Finding stuff to fix his career. O'Connell figured it out. Clint Kubiak figured it out too.
Yeah.
So if there's a perfect guy that could come in and not have a rookie quarterback drop back 55 times and throw the ball 38 times a game, it's Clint Kubiak. I think it's a perfect fit. It's another young, bright offensive mind. He's been an OC in a couple spots now. I love the fit. Like you said, they have Brock Bowers, who is at worst the fifth best tight end in the game when he's healthy. I mean, this year was a down year for him, but he was hurt. Ashton Genty, you want to talk about offensive coaching malpractice? I don't know what else to tell you.
I literally called it. I said
Yeah,
Chip
you
Kelly
did.
was going to be the worst thing for him. And it happened. I actually kind of like Justin's idea. You're not going to be good enough to utilize Max Crosby's talents
At his age.
at his age. You need to deal him. He's already kind of shown that he wouldn't mind being dealt. He expressed some of that already. Gather more picks to build out this roster. Get more cap space to hit in free agency. And like I said, if your focal point's going to be offense, make your focal point offense.
Exactly.
If your defense is like bottom half of the league, like in the, late teens, 20s, all right. If you can get your offense close to the top 10, you'll be all right. You'll win some games. You'll win enough games for people not to laugh at you.
Yeah.
Show some improvement.
And again, their defense, it's Max Crosby and what? It's
Interesting.
yeah, I could see. I would be surprised if Gary came in as some type of a consultant for him, or even if he has to go in as his OC. But I mean, no, they're going in the right direction. And like you said, Crosby is now going to be 29 years old. At least when you
Mm-hmm.
draft Mendoza, him and Genty and Bowers have all been drafted within the last 3 years. Bowers drafted 2 years ago. Genty drafted last year, and now Mendoza. They are
Yep.
all filling in the timeline together. Max Crosby doesn't fit that anymore. And clearly your defense isn't good enough with him, so you might as well trade him and build up both sides of the ball without him.
Yep.
But you have to get with the offense. I mean, you're getting there. You got to get some wide receivers. Get it, like Dustin said, try to get another draft pick, another first rounder, and just build from
That
there.
first rounder, that could be an offensive lineman.
Yeah, get another
start
tackle.
building that out. Yeah.
But that's the two most important positions on the offensive line are your tackles. You have to have good tackles. I like Colton Miller. He's been pretty good throughout his career, but you need to get another one. Yep. And the interior, you can fix that in free agency. Jackson Powers Johnson, he's fine in guard. Yeah. That's fine. Hey, do you got enough money to sign Tyler Linderbaum? That'll fix a lot of your problems in the interior. Mm-hmm. Dustin said, I'm going to leave a hot take here. I'm not going to name a number. Get fired next year, but I expect both Dan Lanning, Oregon, and Kurt Signetti to make it. Oh,
damn! I don't like that because I want Kurt Signetti to become like that next staple college head coach.
Kurt Six Saban.
Not Kurt naming any names, but yeah, because we don't see it enough anymore.
I agree. I mean, Ryan Day's probably the closest thing to that right now.
Yeah, currently.
And Kirby. I mean, Kirby's been in Georgia for a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about college head coaches just with longevity, I mean, Lane Kiffin's been passed around more than a freaking $2 stripper at Dodge City.
Don't even finish that sentence.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, if Louis Riddick goes to the Vikings as their GM, that is a big hire.
Oh, wow.
All right, so let's move on to Cleveland and Arizona. Where would you like to go from here? You want to talk about Cleveland?
Yeah, how about we talk about the Browns?
Here. Georgie
We're
said
the
it best.
we're the Cleveland Browns. We
And
fired the defensive coordinator who had this year's Defensive Player of the Year on it.
and the best passing defense in football. But well, that's the thing. They didn't really fire. He didn't get fired, but it doesn't sound like he's coming back because he thought he was the shoo-in to be the head coach. But well, I mean, Dustin, he just won the playoff
Hold
last
on.
year, so
Yeah, he won last year. Give him a bigger sample size.
Mikey, what's up, brother? Mikey, they ended up
So
hiring Packers quarterbacks coach Sean Mannion as their offensive coordinator. Oh, Jesus, George. Between that and Dustin's comments from earlier, you guys chose
You guys are on fire.
You guys chose some interesting words this evening. I mean, don't get me wrong. Monken is kind of a guy I expected in Cleveland. That's why I just said, why not just give it to Jim Schwartz? It's not a guy you're going to build long term with, but it's somebody for a couple years, get you out of the Deshaun Watson situation, and then go find your Clint Kubiak or your Sean McVay. Or what I'm saying here. But no, somehow they managed to screw it up again and piss off the only guy in the building that was actually worth keeping. I bet that throws a wrinkle for the Giants, man. I'm sure they wanted Todd Monken to just follow John Harbaugh over there.
Yep. Definitely they did.
Okay, you guys are. I'm done with both of you tonight. I am George and Dustin. I am through with you two. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have many thoughts on Monken because it's the Browns. They found a way to do Browns things like they always do.
Georgie, you're right. This is all Sam's fault.
Oh yeah, blame me.
Yep.
Mikey, don't be Mikey. I know we don't have football, but don't say crazy stuff like this.
Yeah, that's the type of matchup you would want to see after not having football for like 4 months.
Yeah, that's the desperate. We call that the desperate.
That's the desperate
bowl.
game. The desperate,
desperate bowl.
Yep. You know what? Have that be the Hall of Fame game.
Oh, dear God. You thought not having Belichick and Manning in the Hall of Fame was disrespectful. Now we got to watch that crap?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I will say Monken does have some things to work with. I mean, they have Harafani Jr., Quinshon Junkins when he's healthy, Jerry Jeudy. I guess we'll be waiting to see what happens with Shador and them.
Yeah. Well, Shador is definitely up there now, but the interesting thing is going to be Mr. Watson. Where's his place coming back?
Fair point. I am done with these two.
We got to take it easy with these comments here. Facebook's moderating this chat.
Yeah, right. We're gonna get friggin' destroyed off of that Facebook for this stuff. George, probably the only two teams they could have convinced to go over there.
Jeez.
And then Tyler, let's go on to the last one. Mike LaFleur to Arizona.
Hopefully, it's the right hire. Now, I don't know where they go with this now. I know we were bringing up a lot a few weeks ago about should the Cardinals trade away Kyler Murray? Are they going to?
Yes.
You still think that holds true?
Absolutely.
I think it would be good for a fresh start for Kyler Murray and the Cardinals.
Well, what I like about this for Arizona's side is they didn't panic because they were in on Kubiak with the Raiders. And once they saw Kubiak go to the Raiders, they said, okay, let's just hold on. And they still went with the young offensive minded guy, which is where the NFL is trending these days. And Dustin clearly disagrees with me.
I mean, he's got a point. If they could have tried to make a move for both of them, why not?
What is Chris Shula? What Chris Shula? What the saying? Chris Shula's defense that got walked all over in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Dustin. To be fair, none of the offensive coordinators that he gets hired really call plays for McVay. So, and I don't really think Chris Shula is that great of a defensive coordinator right now to where he's weathered a head coaching job. But I like the thought process behind it. You're getting the young another offensive-minded guy. They have pieces. I mean, they still have Marvin Harrison. They have Wilson. They have James Conner when he's healthy. Trey McBride's one of the best tight ends in the league. Now, if they bring back Jacoby and kind of roll with him as like their bridge quarterback, yeah, like the placeholder, we'll see what happens. But I like that, even though they lost out on Kubiak. Like, okay, let's see what LaFleur can do. He can't be much. I mean, he's coming from a good tree. I mean, McVay just gets dudes hired. And when he promotes Nate Shieldhouse to OC and he's getting head coaching interviews again next year, you'll know right from the jump what happened. But yeah, I don't know where Chris Shula has weathered a chance to be a head coach. I ain't saying LaFleur's weathered it either. I just like the thought process behind the move. And Dustin, that does make some sense. Yeah, Dustin, I think Al Harris should be a DC now with what he's done with all the defensive backs in Dallas and Chicago over the past few years. I 100% agree. But I'm not saying the Cardinals nailed the hire. I mean, they don't have a quarterback, so it's kind of hard when you hire an offensive-minded coach. So, but I mean, I'm not really, like we said, I am not really sure. Like we said, it could be good. It may blow up in their face. So, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But, all right, Tyler, now that all the jobs are complete, who do you think, which hire is the best? Do you like the best?
Out of all of them, I like the one that isn't official yet the most. Funnily enough. Because I think it's the best situation moving in the right direction for the Raiders. Knowing what they have, they're going to draft Mendoza, bringing in an offensive-minded coach. I think they'll find the fastest success compared to Cleveland Browns, who are probably going to have a quarterback battle between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. And then the Cardinals, who are going to trade away Kyler Murray and whatever else they do, I have no idea. They probably won't find their quarterback in this year's draft. So at least they do have Jacoby Brissett to go back off. But I think the Raiders hire is definitely the best.
I agree. I'm going to go with my favorite. I'm going to go with John Harbaugh still. I think that's perfect for the Giants. And
yeah, that brings some class back to the New York Giants.
I mean, we'll be going through more of these new head coaching and their opinions on how they fare next year later on in the offseason. But on paper, I think Harbaugh is still my favorite there. Just to catch up on the comments real quick before we start wrapping up here, Dustin said that LaFleur was brought in for one reason, start Brissett next year. He has success with pocket passers. Yep, I can say it. Dustin also went on and said Murray is gone one way or another. They have Brissett in the building and they are keeping him. I think we both said that since the season ended. Dustin also said the hire I like the best is the Giants hiring Harbaugh, an experienced coach who demands accountability. Plus, he gets say in the roster. R.I.P. Joe Shane. He'll be fired within the next year, buddy. Yeah, Dustin, I like the Brady hire. And yeah, I love the hire of Jim Leonard as DC. I think they nailed that. And Georgie said the Browns still have a legal battle of Watson's injury and getting money back and may be able to release him after June 1st. I don't expect Watson to play any further as a Brown.
Good. That'd be the best case scenario.
Yeah. Sure, there's still some dead cap stuff involved, but like I said, Monken, get if you're the Browns, you're just staying the Monken. Look, get us through this crap and let's call it a day.
Yep.
So, anyway, Tyler, anything else we would like to bring up tonight?
That's about all I got. Getting ready for the final Friday night gridiron picks Super Bowl edition.
Oh man, I'm not looking forward to it. That means we say goodbye to it.
Yeah, but as it goes, it will return.
Yep, and in full force next season.
Exactly.
But all right, everyone. Want to thank every. Oh dear, what?
No, we don't got to put that on the screen. No. We don't got to put that on. Oh my!
Oh, good
Forced to open a massage parlor.
Oh, George, I bet he is hyped for Sunday when they lose 13-10, and instead of kicking a field goal, they go for it on 4th and 1, and Darnold throws a pick.
Oh my! Instead of running the football within the 5-yard line with Kenneth Walker, they choose to throw it. They force it into double coverage to JSN, and it's picked off.
We got a freaking show on Friday to make fun of jokes like that about.
It's picked off by Christian Gonzalez.
Oh, my God. All right, everyone. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in tonight. Thank you for everybody for throwing in their comments tonight. Yes, George and Dustin, even you, with some of your lovely comments. George said the Patriots get blown up by 12. Oh, God. Is 12 really a blowout, though?
I don't think 12 is a blowout. I think we're taught you got to go 20 plus if it's a blowout. Oh, my. Okay. All right.
We're done. All right. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in with us tonight and joining us. Thank you for everybody. Well, thank you to some of you for throwing your comments into tonight. Some of them I'm going to try to forget before the night's over. But, guys, real quickly, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, hitting home. Dustin Reese and I will be hosting the first episode of that this Wednesday. Tyler and I are back for the Friday night gridiron picks for on Friday. And, of course, George Zoltan and I will be on DA After Dark tomorrow at, I believe, 7. I believe is that what George put in there? Oh, 7:30. Okay, so I get an extra half hour of rest. Awesome. But, guys, thank you all for joining us tonight. Don't forget to catch the first episode of Hitting Home Wednesday at 10. And we will see you guys Friday night for our Super Bowl preview. But, guys, we're going to get out of here. Have a good week. Talk to you on Wednesday and Friday. For Tyler Adams, I am Sam Nelson. Good night, everybody.
The following has been a presentation of 609 Sports Talk Radio.
Sam, what did you do?